Well, it didn't take me long to break my own rules. Alright, welcome back to the Colorblind Architect Podcast. I'm David, and as you can see, it's another hiking vlog. And that's saying something because I just barely recovered from my broken foot. But I needed to walk Mr. Puppy Pants, or as we call him, Apollo. I don't know. You know, he's a great dog. You know, just really good dog. But hey, it's kind of hard to resist a sunset over Antelope Island. You know, it just is freaking beautiful. Anyways, the reason why I decided to go ahead and record a quick hiking vlog was I got to thinking about one of the issues that we as architects have to deal with all the time, and that is toilets. Now you might be thinking, what? Yeah, we spend a lot of time thinking about toilets. Yeah. Anyways, the reason why I've been thinking a lot about toilets lately, well, other than it's my job, I have to design toilets, restrooms in general, and every building needs them, especially commercial buildings. They need restrooms, and you have to have the right number of toilets to make sure that it's sufficient for the population that's going to be in the building. So then the issue comes up with the question of gendered bathrooms. This question came up recently. I was meeting with a client. They didn't say specifically that they were transgender, but I could kind of surmise. And they specifically requested that the bathrooms be non-gender specific. Now, fortunately for them, their project is in a small building, and the restrooms in question are single occupant toilet rooms. So that's a fairly easy request to accommodate, even though technically under Utah state building codes, when you have over 15 people in a commercial space, you still have to make sure that you have one men's and one women's as a minimum. Of course, on larger buildings, it's not quite so easy. On a larger building, it's most cost effective to have public restrooms with multiple toilet stalls per bathroom, because obviously it's a lot cheaper to put in a toilet stall than it is to put in a full single occupant toilet room. For one, a single occupant toilet room, each one requires to be wheelchair accessible, and two, each one requires a lavatory, also handicap accessible. Now, in a multi-user toilet room, you can get away with having most of the units, you know, walking only, you know, ambulatory as it's sometimes called, although ambulatory also refers to a form of accessible toilet that is not wheelchair accessible, but still has grab bars. So anyways, a lot of talk has been going on in the architectural community about gendered bathrooms. Obviously, there's the issue of parents wanting to protect their kids. That obviously is a problem in both directions, because on the one hand, for example, if I send my daughter in alone to the women's toilet room, I expect her to be safe. But at the same time, even then, I can't be totally sure, because even if it's not a dude pretending to be a woman, I still have to be concerned about the possibility of some bad woman mistreating her. well, I can't exactly bring her into the men's room, because in the men's room, she's going to see a bunch of things that would be inappropriate for her, and I can't go into the women's room with her. So obviously, as a dad, I'm going to be very interested in, hey, are there any family toilet rooms? Because if there's a family toilet room, I will definitely choose that. If there's a single occupant toilet room, I will definitely choose that. Because that way, when I'm alone with my daughter on an outing, I can make sure that I protect her while making sure that I also respect the rights of others, you know? Now, some of the toilet rooms that have been proposed by a lot of architects, and including myself, where I've been requested to create a genderless experience, would be to have a unified washroom where everybody uses the lavatory, you know, the sinks in the same place. And then you have individual toilet rooms. And if it is a genderless toilet room, you can have a certain percentage of them would still have to be wheelchair accessible, but you could have ambulatory and regular toilet stalls. But the problem is, in that case, because it's not gendered, you have to provide full floor to ceiling wall partitions, which means you also need doors that go full height. So it's not just the toilet partitions. Then, in addition to that, you have to add additional floor space, not only for the thicknesses of the walls, but also for the clearances that you need for people to be able to walk around. So it ends up costing a lot more to do genderless public restrooms. So the solution is try to include a family toilet room. Now, on the flip side, obviously, this is in the building code. It is not something that's going to be changed willy-nilly. Now, this particular client asked me, well, what do I do to change that? And it got me thinking, for a lot of people, they might have a disagreement with the building code. And regardless of what your opinion is on the building code, there is a procedure by which you can change it. Now, if you want to think really grand, you can think at the national level. And in that case, you're going to be trying to lobby the International Code Council, which essentially writes the building codes for the 50 states, even though most states now have their own adaptation of the International Code Council's International Building Code. However, these codes then get adopted by your state legislature. Your state legislature then amends it according to whatever their wishes are. And then each city, in their city council sessions, they have to adopt the statewide building code, and a lot of cities will then adopt their own amendments. Now, the ultimate authority, ironically, is not anybody up at the federal level or in the national level. It's your building official. Yes, the building official in your local city is actually the guy or woman who has godlike power over what the building code is in your city. Almost godlike power. And in other words, they have the power to interpret, which in the world of building codes, the power to interpret is the power to decide. So, in conclusion, your local government is actually one of the most important governments. It is actually the one that has quite possibly the greatest power over your daily life. So instead of focusing so much on who the president is, you really should be focusing on who your city councilman is, who your mayor is. You should really be making sure whoever's selected to that. And then, vicariously, obviously, you need to also pay attention to who's on your planning commission in your local jurisdiction. They also have an enormous amount of power. In fact, that's one that you could potentially even volunteer to be on, because a lot of times people don't want to be on the planning commission, but it is a position of power that has great authority over people's daily lives. So, again, that's what I'm advocating, is get involved in your local politics. Pay attention. Don't just whine and moan, but actually be involved enough to know who your local politicians are. And with that, I'm going to bid you adieu for another day. I'm the Colorblind Architect. Peace out.